Hey guys, what's up? Green Sam back with another video, and today we have another Georgia Southern Eagles Dynasty. We are taking on Georgia Tech this week. We have started off the season 1 and 2 in season 3, so not off to the start that we really hoped for, but nothing too terrible where we can't come back from. Now, of course, we have had some games that have been pretty tough losses, with the offense not really getting going in both weeks 0 and 1 against UAB and Stanford. Now, those teams have moved on to 2-0 and 3-0 respectively, so they don't look as bad of losses, right? Because the teams have played pretty well. Playing those top 25 teams really close makes it look even better for us. Now, we are going into Georgia Tech, so it's going to be a little bit harder of a game this year. We are higher overall as well, with a better team all around. But I will say, we're going into the game with Morris Moffett as the starting quarterback. Not under a bad situation, just under a different situation. We are starting him. We're going to get him some reps going. He did perform very good last week against Kennesaw State. The scrambler was able to make a little bit more plays on the ground and through the air than a guy like JC French has in the past. But can he repeat his success against a much more well-rounded team? We are fourth in the Sun Belt at this point. Haven't played any of our conference games yet. We are also starting Josh Schulters, one of our guards, at tackle. He is a pass protector or an agile guard, so he should have a little bit better of a chance being able to stop the pass rush and hopefully slow them down. That was one thing we have kind of struggled with in the past. Jaquan Bolden just wasn't quite that guy at right tackle, so we're moving on from him for now. But let's go ahead and take on Georgia Tech. We do have a very tough schedule coming up, and then we will get into conference play sooner rather than later. We'll end up taking on Georgia Tech and then Marshall after the bye week. So we will handle probably both bye weeks as well as Georgia Tech and Marshall in this episode. And then we will have Troy, Texas State, James Madison, Georgia State, Coastal Carolina, Old Dominion, and Appalachian State. But we do need to get off to a good start here. If we can go 2-0 in this episode, we can get to 3-2 on the season and ultimately put us in a spot to go win the Sun Belt. But let's get things started. Now, of course, one thing I do want to say before we get into this game is that it's not in the realm of possibility that we could go back to JC French at some point if Morris Moffett starts to struggle and we don't feel like going to Walt Merriman. We can definitely go back towards JC French. JC French isn't out. It's just with him already being a senior, not really having the offensive success that we were hoping for at the beginning of the season, where he wanted to spark a little bit of a change in the offense and get things going in a different direction. Georgia Tech is going to be a very tough matchup. We are at their home stadium. We do have to take them on. They're going to be a rival of ours going forward, so we have to make our presence known. I think we are 1-1 against them, so if we can go get up to that 2-1 mark, we'll be on the right path going forward. Just going to take the ball out to the 25-yard line. Again, we're playing custom moments, which basically means I'm going to hop in when I feel it's necessary. So if they're starting a long drive or they're getting back-to-back scoring drives or stuff like that, we can hop in and ultimately be able to win, right? We do need a score. We need to score early and often. We're going to start off with a run here. We're going to go just inside zone to Terrence Gibbs. Terrence Gibbs is looking to be that lead back as well as the back that we do kind of lean on. I don't know what my left tackle is doing there. I literally cut it to the outside because I saw that he was going to hit him, and then he just didn't, which I think is the most annoying thing about that. I'm going to go RPO alert screen here. We got to run this to the left side because of our quarterback being right-handed. I know when I've ran it in the past and I accidentally run it to the other side, the quarterback does a spin move and tries to throw. Second rush here for Terrence Gibbs gets us up to the 40-yard line and gets us another first down. Well, our first down of the game. Gonna go play action here, try to draw that defense in. I don't love our options. Deion Browning's probably one of the best options here, one-on-one. Go up and get it. Can't bring it in. 2nd and 10. That's a good shot towards the end zone. I definitely like seeing that. But you got to come down with it. That's the biggest thing right there. 2nd and 10. At the 40 still. Going to go across the field to Elijah Walton and just out of reach, Morris Moffett. Not really having the greatest accuracy there. Under pressure. 3rd and 10, though, from the 40. This is still within range of getting. I like Woolen. If we can lead him, he's going to hold on to it down to the 38. Morris Moffett finally completes his first pass of the day. We're going to go back to the ground game. Halfback stretch here to this left side. Foss now in as the power back. Going to hand off. Nagy gets a good block, but not good enough. Down to the 36. Gets a 2-yard rush there for Foss. he hasn't had the success either that I was really hoping for. 2nd and 8 now. Gonna go power O, alert screen. Stay behind the guard and then burst out. Terrence Gibbs to the sideline, down the sideline and into the end zone for the touchdown. Gets our first score of the day. We will take the first defensive reps as well. Try to set a tone for this team and get the ball back in a good situation. Who knows, the offense could build some of their own luck and ultimately start to pull away early. So Antavius Murphy, one of our best players on the entire field, as well as Colin Clancy. Antavius Murphy's going to have a real big game today. Hopefully slow down this pass attack, as one of their best players is their quarterback. They're running that little RPO bubble screen. I decided to run out and cover the bubble screen because that normally goes for a little bit more. I trust our linebackers. I trust our defensive line to really stop those inside zones. I'm more worried about the outside stuff than anything. I'm going to try to jump it. No, I don't quite get off the block. Going to have to make a stop here. Looks like McDowell does come up with it. Like I said, when they run that, I'm just so scared about that. I would rather get outside and just trust the inside zone defense to step up and make a play. They're going to go with a stretch here. Trey gets out there, but juke back in. Gets him 3. 2nd and 7 now. Going to hop on Wooden here. Going to move the defensive line over as they're going to run that inside zone again. Get there. Enough people there. Ellis able to knock the running back down. Roberts. 3rd and 4 at the 35. Going to bring guys down. Press at the line. 3rd and 4. Cover this underneath stuff. And he's just going to throw the ball away. I think he had 81 if he really wanted to go there. He definitely could have went there. Potentially set up a good little catch and run. Going to drop out of the block. Drop an extra guy. Try to get some blocking set up for this return man. Antavius Murphy. And just nothing going. 30 just didn't block at all. Going to hop in to the sim now. Just going to go... I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. We're going to jump ahead. Next play. And we're just going to see how the offense does. A 27-yard reception there from Deion Browning. And another big catch from Deion Browning down to the 3 now. At the 2. It is a 2-yard rush and a TD for Deion Browning, the receiver. We're going to go up 14-0 here early. 3rd and 8. And they're able to pick it up, getting a 12-yard reception to Jackson Long, the tight end. 1st and 10. 2-yard rush from Aaron Philo. A big reception here from BB Donald, the receiver. Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. And an incomplete pass. They are going to have to settle for a field goal, and they do end up hitting it. Aiden Burr with a 37-yard field goal for Georgia Tech. Negative 3-yard rush from Foss. A big completion there to Jordan Woolen for 25. Another negative rush. A positive rush for 1 yard. And a 4-yard reception. I want to see where we're at on the field. It looks to be a punt. I'm going to take the punt, at least. I'm just going to kind of punt it straight up almost. Try to give our defensive backs a time to get down there. If they want to fair catch that, that's fine. That's still inside the 20. It's not the greatest. Wouldn't able to get there, put the hit on him. We'll hop back into the sim. Let the defense go to work again. They haven't been off to a bad start yet. 18-yard reception there for Isaiah. Knocked away by Lloyd. Another decent reception there for Antoine Roberts. I think he's a running back for Marshall in real life. Looks like he has decided to transfer to Georgia Tech. 4th and 3. Is that a go for it? No, it is a punt away from Kevin Walters. 3-yard rush for Foss. 5-yard rush for Gibbs. 2-yard rush for Gibbs. A big rush there for Gibbs. 19 on the day. 9-yard reception from Javante Nagy. And a 53-yard touchdown to Jordan Woolen. Gets us up 21-3. And we'll just start simming through this a lot faster. If we notice anything going negatively our way, we'll probably hop in. And there is another touchdown to Josh Dallas. So all 3 of the receivers getting involved here. Good job today from the offense. Up 28-3. And it will probably stay that way going into half. 12-yard reception. 18-yard reception. Fuck it, at the 50-yard line, let me hop in. Let me try to help out a little bit. The offense is moving on their own. I just want to help out a little bit here. 1st and 10. Gonna drop back to pass, trying to find something. Deion Browning open. Deion Browning catch down. Get back to the line. Get back to the line. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Please go. Please go. Time's running. Time's running. Time's running. Go, go, go. I'm just going to throw it away. I don't see anything. That has to be roughing the passer there. There's no way that's illegal intentional grounding. That is roughing the passer. It gets us all the way up to the 14. That is a very easy field goal now. That is a super easy field goal now. Just got to hit it. That's all we got to do. We just got to hit it now. Get the accuracy down and then get the power. And there it goes. Up and good. And we will go into the half. Up, I think, 31-3. What a half for us. It was going to be a little bit harder of a field goal, but still makeable before that roughing the passer. That roughing the passer just gets us closer to our end goal. We'll sim to the next quarter since it is only a couple seconds. And we will sim to the 4th quarter and see where we are at from there. 38-3 now. 38-6. And that should do it. I highly doubt Georgia Tech will come back from this. 38-13, 41-13, and 41-20 will be your final score. The offense in back-to-back weeks has reached 40 points. The team has really gotten going. Looks like JC French got some playtime there at the end because for some reason it does just show whoever's playing at the end. Morris Moffett, 343 yards, 78 completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns on the day for him. Off to an incredible start to his college career. The redshirt freshman having himself a good start to his career, having good debuts, both I think on the road and at home. Why the fuck are we wearing our home jerseys, by the way? Does Georgia Tech always wear white jerseys? Or do they do it backwards, maybe? So we will start the season 2-2. Georgia Tech will start the season 0-2, and we should take the 2-1 advantage in this head-to-head rivalry here in Georgia. So yeah, beating Georgia Tech really gets us off back on the correct page now, going 2-2. Granted, like I said, those losses to UAB and Stanford don't look bad, right? We were within range. We lost 22-17 and 20-17. So they don't look bad. C, championship contenders, so we do go up. So hopefully we'll be out of that realm of losing whoever is wanting to transfer. We do have recruiting to take care of for week 4 in the bye week. We do have 40 points to spend. We are looking good on the 2 5-stars. That is a big thing. We are looking very good on the 2 5-stars. We're looking good on the 2 4-stars as well. I do want to lock up Gentle, Javon, because he does have a week 7 visit for Coastal Carolina. We should be able to get that before he goes on his visit, so that should be fine. Ty Ritzman, we should get locked up hopefully this week if he gets a big enough push from that visit. I'm almost willing to spend the points on Lee right here to send him on a visit for week 5 against Marshall. I know it's a big risk. I get that it's a fucking huge risk if we lose to Marshall. We cannot lose to Marshall. Simple as that. Brennan Averill, I would love to get points to send him on a visit and potentially bring him against Marshall. I just don't know where we would get the points from at this current moment, because I don't really think we can take points off of anybody at this point. I really don't think we can. The only thing I could see is maybe, just maybe, taking the points off of him. We should be able to sell him as long as his sell isn't too terrible. So he does have pro potential and program to tradition, so that's 8 plus 4. So we need at least a 10. And I don't see a 10 sitting on the board. The only A or B plus that we have is playing time, and he is not a fan of that. So we cannot actually sell him. So I'll just send the house back on him. Lee has a D, so that's a plus 3. The B is a plus 9. And the proximity at home is a 5. So it's a 3 plus 5 plus 9. 3 plus 5 plus 9 is 17, so we do not sell on him either. So we will have to just keep the send the house on him. Ritzman, we've already sold on. We sold on Javon. We sold on Kyle. Jewel, on the other hand, B minus C. So that's 6 plus 8 +4, so that is not enough. I think we've already went over this. I'm just going over it again to make sure, so we can't sell on anybody currently. We will be able to get some more points back. I just can't schedule the visit soon enough for the Marshall game, which is unfortunate. I wish we'd be able to. We can send him on the bye week. It just won't give us as big of a boost in terms of, you know, the boost in recruiting towards Brendan Averill. But we should still be able to get... We do get Ty Ritzman, so that is good. We do get Javon as well. So we already have 2 guys. We get all those points back as well. David has locked us out. Lee, we are still in first on. Greason wants to transfer because of championship contender. Once we get that up to a B-, it should be fine. Marshall is 1-3. I think when we scheduled the visit, they looked okay. So that should help us. I'm going to send Brendan on a visit anyway. I just don't know if he'll... Do we send him against Troy, or do we just not risk it and send him this next week during the bye week so that we can just guarantee our points? Because it only gives you a +1, really, if you win, right? It only gives you like a +1 if you win. So is it really worth it? I don't think it's worth the risk. We're already risking enough on Lee right now, so we'll go ahead and just send him on the bye week. Unfortunately, we're going to add the 5 points back to Lee to get him up to 65. I think we'll give the +25 to Kyle, so we'll go ahead and take these points off and send him a +25 on contact, friends, and family. Just get him really well rounded. Jewel as well, I think we could bring. Let's just bring him next week. It would be a complimentary visit as well, so that would help us. Send him with pro potential. Sharping, he's a tackle, so it kind of doesn't help, but it would help Brendan Averill more, right? Because if we send him, Brendan Averill would have +2 to his visit, right? If we come down here, he would have, a +2 to his visit because there would be 2 complimentary bonuses. I'm willing to do that then, because I don't think Kyle gives anything complimentary. No, he does not. So yeah, we're going to bring Timmy as well on the visit, and we're basically going to be like, hey, this could be your right tackle teammate, this could be your left tackle teammate, and this is who you'd be blocking for. I'm going to go ahead and do that, get them all scheduled on visits for next week, because now if you go up to Brendan, it should have 2 complimentary bonuses for him, which I'm more worried about getting him currently at this state than Simon and Timmy. Don't get me wrong, they're both very good players. I want to get both of them. It's just I'm more worried currently about the running back, which I shouldn't be because it's a lot closer on the other 2 guys. David has locked us out, so we'll go ahead and drop out on him. Ben Purvis, the 4-star, I just think it's too late to get back in on him. Owen, we didn't even scout. I don't really have the points for at this current state. Ben Purvis, I don't really have the points at this state. I think we just bring a couple guys in. Okay, so now we should start filling out the board a little bit more, and we should just start sending scholarships at this point. We'll just add this guy to the roster for now, just see where he's at. Let's go ahead and look at some more offensive line help, if anything. I can't really think of too much that we need. I know we need safety help still, and I know we still need corner help. Let's go take a look at the roster just so I know 100% what we need, right? I don't want to start going after guys. Now, I get it that we only have 5 points, but we'll still be ready to go after the Marshall game. Quarterback, I think we're fine with. We have 4 guys currently in the building that I'm super fine with at the current stage. We just need them to develop. Running back, I think we're also in a good spot, especially if we get Brendan Averill. We'll have 3 guys ready to go. Receiver, I think we're not quite as set at. We definitely have some good guys getting ready to develop, as well as we still have David and Deion Browning and Jordan Woolen, who are all still very good. Tight end, we're fine at for now. I think offensive line's still a big one. I don't think we quite have the depth there that I would like. Edge rusher, we're fine at for now. D tackle, I think we're fine at. We just need some of the guys that we got last year to really develop. Linebacker, I think we're kind of good at as well. Maybe if we can get 1 or 2 more of them. Corners, we're okay at. And then safeties, it's just about development at this point. So we'll probably grab a couple corners, a couple linebackers, maybe an edge rusher or 2, and definitely some offensive linemen. So we'll go over to the prospect list. We'll go to 3 stars. Well, actually, let's just see what's available in 4 stars first, and then we can work our way back to the 3 stars. Is there anybody still open? There's 2. There's 2 pass protectors. We'll go ahead and add them on. There's kind of a lot of teams going after them. I don't really want to try. I'm not going to be able to try to get really in. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get in on any of these 4 stars at this current stage. Let's just look at 3 stars then. James Garcia. We'll go with Chester as well. I'm looking for guys that mainly don't have offers as well as some bigger guys. I do like getting the bigger guys as well. Marquise Cande, Barry Cook as well. I don't want to go after any JUCO guys. They just don't turn out as well as you would hope. I think that should do it for offensive line for now. He has a scholarship anyway from other teams, so I'm not too worried about going after him. Evan Donahue, not a bad get as well. And that should just about do it for us. We are second in this guy, so let's go ahead and just add him to the board as well. We'll go look at middle linebackers too. Athletes aren't bad. It's just I don't know if I really want them at the linebacker position right now. Just going to grab some athletes, maybe a couple corners as well. See if anybody's interested in us. Mainly a JUCO guy. We'll grab the 2 guys that aren't JUCO and maybe just leave him off. With him getting kind of a lot of offers right now, it probably doesn't make a whole ton of sense. We'll go to Lynn Moss then, and we'll go to Chauncey Smalls, and then we'll come back to... I do need to still look for an agile center. Those guys normally turn out pretty good, and you can kind of move them around a lot more. We're going to look at some of the athlete centers as well. We're good at receiver for the most part. I could add a couple guys, especially if they're deep threats, and I like them. 6'3" deep threat. Not a whole ton of deep threats right off the bat. See if anybody's interested in us. 5'10" deep threat, we'll go with him. 5'8" deep threat. 6'2" deep threat. That should round out the receivers for the most part. And then let's go ahead and just add a couple kickers and punters. We have Dwyer, Sterling, and Fox, and then a couple punters as well. Sometimes the punters turn out just a little bit better. We'll probably look towards them first. If we do need to look towards them right away, but for now. That should get us up to 35, and we should have a good situation. We should be able to start looking at some guys. I do want to go through and see if anybody's ranked first. If we're ranked first on some of these guys. So if we're ranked first on any of these guys, we could try to maybe get them insta-commit. Second, not really seeing a whole ton of guys that are just insta. Dwyer could be an interesting one. I just don't know if I want to do it, and then he turns out to be very bad. That's the major thing right there. I do want to look at some of these guys. Are there any offensive linemen that we're kind of in on? Josh Orlando. We don't have points to scout, but we are second on his board. We go to Eric Cushenberry, a corner that we're top 3 on. Not really seeing a whole ton of other guys. We're probably going to get locked out of a lot of these guys relatively soon, but not in a bad spot at the moment. I'm just going to send the points to Josh Orlando at this point. If he insta-commits, he doesn't. But if he would have insta-commit, it wouldn't be that bad of a situation, right? You know, even if he's a bad offensive lineman, he's a 70 overall. You can keep him for a couple years, have him as backup, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and hop into the Marshall game now that we have recruiting done for the week. Hopefully, if we can beat Marshall, we can hopefully get Lee closer to his goal and hopefully committing. And then hopefully we can focus on, of course, the offensive lineman and Brennan Averill next week. But we do have to go beat Marshall. That's first and foremost. We got to worry about the game in front of us, not the prospects down the road. Let's go ahead and take on Marshall at home. So far, Morris Moffett, 604 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick on the day. He actually threw that last week, but didn't really come back to bite us. So we're off to a good start here. We're going to start off 1st and 10 at our own 25-yard line. We're going to immediately go to the ground game, get this running game going. Foss breaks 1 tackle, gets to the edge, and gets up to the first down. 12-yard rush from Frederick Foss. Not off to a bad start. He's one guy that I kind of want to start leaning on. If we can get him going and developing, he should be a good back for us for years to come. Javante Nagy getting up to that 3rd level, getting a good block there. Deion Browning kind of being the guy that lets up that play. We can go Mountain PA Flood here with 3 tight ends. I'm gonna motion Hendricks over. Get him on a blocking assignment. I like Nagy coming across here, especially with the speed that he has. Walton is kind of open. Walton is open. Turn around, catch the ball up 28 yards there for Elijah Walton, the junior tight end. Morris Moffett kind of finding his stride right now. 18 for 23 last week. 1st and 10. Looking towards Walton right here. Josh Dallas kind of has his man beat. Josh Dallas has his man beat, and the corner able to get back into that play. I like Walton coming on this like drag right in front of the linebackers. Nagy could be an option if the linebackers shrink too much and we just don't have anything going. We had Nagy breaking open. We really did. But Mike Green able to get through here. 3rd and 18 now. Not off to the start that we've wanted so far. Walton, and I just don't have the time to throw. I really don't. Like I've said before, I don't get it. Like I've had much worse offensive lines in this game, and yet for some reason this offensive line seems like the worst on paper for me. I don't know why. Like I've had legitimately worse rated pass protecting O-lines, and this team just doesn't hold up in pass protection. I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's the playbook, I have no idea, but it's just not working in its current stage. Just enough power, sneaks the ball through. Chase Fulser able to deliver on our first drive of the day. So even though that drive stalls out, we still are taking a little bit of momentum by just putting up 3 points on the board. That's all we really need to get this game started. We just need to score points early. That's something we've struggled with since we've taken over as head coach, is getting points early and often in the first half. Getting up 3-0 though, it should be an interesting start for us. Both corners that are being highlighted here, Tavius Murphy and Thibault, maybe? I don't know exactly how to pronounce that name. But their corner on the other side, having kind of identical stats at this current moment. And wow, the receiver, Chapman, just doesn't even turn. Who is that at this point? It's not Pennington. It must... Jaquari Long? Is that Jaquari Long? He's actually stayed long enough to be the starting quarterback, and they have not gotten anybody else. There's, I think, Toby Payne, the tight end. The reason why I do know a lot of these names is because I do have a Marshall Dynasty, and some of these guys I'm surprised are still here after so long. Just being realistic about that. Turner's still here, Jaquari Long still here, Toby Payne still here. Some of these guys I figure would have transferred out or moved on or even been replaced by now. Apparently not. Gonna cover Toby Payne, and there's a sack for Kevin Brees and Lacey, Elijah Lacey, getting free and getting home. Brings up 2nd and 18 now. 3 sacks on the season for Lacey. I'm actually gonna bring a corner blitz with Tavius Murphy, and I'm gonna bring it kind of awkwardly. I'm gonna bring it off this right side. The tackle doesn't really have anywhere to get to. Trey able to bring that receiver down. I have no clue who 23 is. I'll be honest about that. I have no clue who that is. Is that like Herbie Thomas? No, Herbie Thomas I thought were 26. 3rd and 6 here. Gonna hand off and nowhere to go for Turner. Brees able to bring him down. 1 sack on this season. 6 solo tackles and 2 tackles for loss. It's Kevin Brees off to a good start to his freshman year. 4th and 10. They're going to have to punt this football away. Going to bring Jackson back, try to get an extra blocker, but no, they're going to end up punting that ball out of bounds at the 19. So the stat will count for the inside the 20 mark, but nothing else going for him. 1st and 10. We're going to go back to Foss here. I should actually hop out and hop into the sim. We'll take this first play then, and then we'll hop out. Foss able to get 3 there, and we will hop back out as... I don't want to take up too much of the, and I simmed way too much. I don't know why it's because I've been playing my Marshall Dynasty, so I am used to jumping to quarters. 1st and 10, incomplete pass, a 1-yard rush. We end up at 2nd and 9, 3rd and 6, 3-yard rush, 4th and 2, 3-yard reception, and we will punt the ball away. Alex Smith punts it pretty good. They have a 1st down, 2nd and 6 now, 3rd and 5, 4th and 4. And they will punt the football back away, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 6. 4th and 1, I'm taking over because they're probably going to want to punt this. No, they were actually planning on, looks like going for it. I'm definitely going to go for it here. There's no reason not to. I like Nagy here. Nagy's my main option here. Nagy, catch, hold on, just get the first down at the 39-yard line. We're going to go right back to the line here. It's just going to go halfback base. Bring that guard over. Get him rumbling. Nothing really going there. Only 2-yard rush for Gibbs. So the run game just not as effective right now, which is unfortunate. Going to go with this deep play action pass. I'm actually going to send Walton out on a corner. See if that just stretches the defense a little bit more. Walton's wide open, by the way. I don't know who number 3 is, but he's getting fucking burned. We'll hop back into the sim now, getting our offense a little bit of momentum. We'll actually hop back into the sim, let them get going. A rush there, another decent rush there for Terrence Gibbs. Down to 4th and 3. I'm going for it at this point. We're only up 3-0, but it just makes sense to go for it, in my opinion. I think if we can get a touchdown here, it ultimately puts us in a very, very, very good spot compared to just a good spot because, you know, they can go down and score if we end up settling for a field goal here. Moffett trying to scramble, and he's still up. He's still up. Morris Moffett gets sacked. When the icons kind of went away, it was kind of just like, okay, there's nothing really to do here, and we're on defense. God damn it. I'm just going to send a double mug here. Double mug, bring McDowell down into the box. Press up on these receivers. Go get these fuckers. McDowell get there on Turner. -14, -4 yards there. And we'll hop back into the sim now. It's a good reception there for 5. Interception by Elijah McDowell. The yardage isn't correct, but still penalty against the defense. Second and goal at the 1. 1-yard rushing touchdown for Frederick Foss puts us up 10-0 here. They have a very good return. And an interception for Taquari Brown. Back-to-back plays. And Josh Dallas with the 29-yard reception. And there's a touchdown from Josh Dallas as well for another 6 yards. Up 17-0 in the span of a minute. Wow. Interception for Aiden Jackson. What is going on with Marshall right now? Oh my God. Jaquari Long. What a fucking... And a 4-yard passing touchdown to Elijah Walton. 24-0. We just scored 21 unanswered points in the matter of a minute on 3 picks. And they're going to kneel the ball out. They're like, fuck this. Okay, it's not Jaquari. It's Jacque Long? So it's not Jaquari. It's Jacque Long, I think. I think that's how you pronounce that. Halftime, they end up getting the ball again. They're going to actually run the ball here. 2-yard rush. This is his first pass completion in a while. Zeke Craig must be a custom player. Incomplete pass there. And looks like a penalty on the offensive line. 4-yard rush from Long. And then a big rush, a 25-yard rush from A.J. Turner. So they are getting it going on the ground. We will actually hop in here to try to slow them down a little bit. I'm going to send this double mug again. I know we're down near our own end zone, and that might not be the best call here, but it just makes sense to me. I'm going to back him off. Cover the running back, Turner. Toby Payne underneath. Somebody come up with the tackle, please. Thank you. 2nd and 1 now. We're going to bring guys into the box like it's going to be a double mug situation, but then we're going to bail with everybody. We're going to bail. There's underneath to 82. Defense needing to come up with a stop here. Going to hop on Jackson here. Going to cover this edge up a little bit. And there's Turner, and he's just going to run it in untouched from a couple yards out. They'll end up scoring there. So they will get their first response of the day. Up 24-6 here. We did end up going for 2. We had to punt the football away. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 2. And they end up not being able to get it, punting the ball back to us. A big pass completion there for Josh Dallas and Morris Moffett. Another pass completion to Walton. Run, 3rd and goal. We'll actually hop out onto the field and try to put this game away. A score here virtually puts the game away, in my opinion. Looking Browning to Nagy to Gibbs. I don't love Woolen. I'm going to actually motion him out and see if I can get him on a speed out instead. Oh, and they're not covering you. And fuck this offensive line, dude. Fuck this offensive line. Seriously, like, I know I'm making changes. Just hold still. Just hold still, please. 3rd and goal. Dropping back, trying to find something. Dallas underneath, catch, turn upfield, touchdown. They played zone. Josh Dallas able to expose it. Deion Browning running that curl, kind of pushes the safety back. And that will get us up to, hopefully, 31-6. So, start of the 4th quarter. They have their ball, and it's knocked away from Marcus Washington, the senior. Transfer senior. Another rush here for Long. They're going to run the ball again. 1-yard rush, and we have the ball back. 3-yard rush from Foss. Looks like a penalty against the defense, and Mike Green looks like roughing the passer. A 1-yard rush from Terrence Gibbs. A 3-yard rush from Foss. And we will... An 11-yard touchdown to Deion Browning. He's going to get a receiving touchdown this time. Puts us up 37-6 on the day. 2 big completions there. One to Toby Payne. One to Antoine Mays. Another one to Toby Payne here, the tight end. Incomplete pass. A 2-yard rush. And looks like a sack for Elijah Lacey. And they will end up throwing the ball for a 25-yard completion down to the 10. 2-yard rush there. And a 7-yard touchdown to A.J. Turner. So they do make it within reason. 38-13 now. Gibbs, a big run here. 27 yards for him. Another 3-yard rush. A negative 2-yard rush from Foss. A big pass completion to Josh Dallas here for 20. And then a touchdown, it looks like, on a run. It didn't pop up, but it did show up finally. That will put us again above 40 points for the 3rd straight week as Morris Moffett takes over and is going to win his 3rd game in a row, ultimately getting it done. 26-yard reception to Toby Payne, and that will be how it ends for Georgia Southern, winning 45-13. The offense taking over in that 2nd quarter and ultimately not looking back after that point. Morris Moffett, again, another good game. Only 191 yards. Didn't have the greatest game in terms of yardage, but 82% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns on the day. Ultimately gets it going. 3 back-to-back picks. Seals it for the defense. Gets it done against Marshall. Long, just having a long day for himself. At least I think it was 3 back-to-back picks. I'm pretty sure he threw 3 back-to-back picks. We can actually go to view highlights. We won't be able to see them in terms of gameplay, but we will be able to see them in terms of just stats. So let's see here. Interception from Aiden Jackson. So he actually did throw one in between. So he threw a ball to Toby Payne, who dropped it, and then on 2nd and 10 he threw a pick, but still. And then here he throws a pick after they get it back, and here he throws a pick to Elijah McDowell, and then we end up going down and scoring. They get the ball back, interception to Jaquari Brown, and then they get the ball back. 1 dropped pass from Toby Payne, and then Aiden Jackson picks it off again, and we are able to get it and ultimately get the victory here at our home stadium. Starting off the season 3-2, getting our first win in the Sun Belt. Marshall drops to 0-2. That almost virtually eliminates them from the Sun Belt Conference race. Going 0-2 in conference play is almost a death sentence. Losing 2 games in conference play is almost always a death sentence in this conference. What a fucking game from Morris Moffett, though. What a fucking game. I will say, with us not playing a whole ton in these last 2 games, it's getting incredibly difficult to find good screenshots to make thumbnails out of. We will go ahead and take on the last bye week that we do have in week 6, and then we will head to week 7. Now, of course, we will end the video after this. Lee De La Rosa, our first 5-star, comes to Georgia Southern, a middle linebacker for us, and that is going to get us into an incredible spot going forward. Brand exposure is down. Championship contender only at a C+, even after that victory. I know Marshall wasn't the most difficult opponent, but still. We are bringing Brendan Averill in this week. Hopefully with his visit, as well as his complimentary visits, hopefully we can get him. We might schedule Kyle for Troy. Troy's 2-4 on the season, 1-1 in conference play. I think it just makes sense to try to bring him in on a visit while we have the points. Go ahead and lock him up. Get another 4-star in the building. We'll go ahead and bring him in on week 7. Simon, we almost got to get locked up within the next 2 weeks. I think if Tennessee can pass us, I think they're just in a much better situation than us. So Simon Jewell, we need to get committed soon, as well as Timmy Sharping. Both of those guys are big, big, big players for us if we can get them going. We are going to look at, of course, a couple offensive linemen. I'm not worried as much about kicker and punter. I don't think they'll be highly sought after right away. Going to go ahead and take a look at Chester here. Not quite really anything too impressive. 2 broken gems so far. Barry Cook, nothing going there. Maurice Handy, broken gem as well. We'll actually come down here to Josh Orlando, as we do have he is a gem, so that is a plus that we did end up sending him a scholarship. We'll go ahead and send out a couple more scholarships then at this point. Just send them out to guys that I might end up liking. Diego Hertello, we're going to send a scholarship to him. Where are we at on Josh Orlando? We are the number 1 school. I think 5 points won't make too big of a difference for him. Lynn Moss, I think I could end up sending a scholarship after, and we could move up pretty good in his ranking, so we'll end up using the last 10 points on them. We are having a couple more. We're having our visits this week, as well as visit next week for Kyle. If we can get Simon, Timmy, and Brendan Averill all locked up, plus with the points coming back from Kyle's visit, we will have a shit ton of points going into next week, and we'll be able to handle a lot of situations. If the visits go well, this should end up getting at least 1 commit. Please, 1 commit at least. No. Let's end up not being able to get them committed yet. If we get to week 9, I think we've lost. Whoever is it Simon? We're going to lose Simon either way. I think Tennessee's able to send all 50 points after him, which is unfortunate. I don't even think if hard selling will do anything at this point. I really don't. Because it's a 4 plus 8 plus 8. So we can't even hard sell on him, unfortunately. I think we lost Simon. I think we're losing Timmy Sharping too. I think with us not being able to get him last week, I think that kind of just kills it. Brendan, on the other hand, yeah, we're probably going to lose out on him. If we can't get him before week 11, it's definitely over. And if we lose out on all 3 of them, that will be one of the biggest letdowns. We spent so many points on them. Not being able to get them, it will be crazy at that point. Demarius Dwyer, I'm just going to look at. I'm going to see if he has the kick power. He has 89 kick power, plus he's a broken gem. I'll leave him on the board for now because he wouldn't be a bad get if we end up having to just to throw points at a kicker. BJ Canada, we're going to end up sending a scholarship after. CJ Marshall we'll look at. He is also a fucking gem. Let's go. So if we end up missing out on the other 2, at least we do have prospects sitting and waiting. We're going to end up scouting Diego here. He's not bad, just not a gem. I'll still keep him on the scholarship, of course. Lynn Moss, please don't be bad. And you're fucking terrible. You're not terrible, right? 93 speed, 89 acceleration isn't completely dog shit. If you're like this 5th or 6th corner on my team, I don't think that's bad. I'll definitely still leave him on scholarship. If we can get him through just having him on scholarship, that would definitely be a plus. Chauncey Small's another guy. Not really worth it. I might just send you a scholarship just because. I'm going to send scholarships to a lot of these guys just to see where we're at and where we can get up to without actually having to offer too much of anything. Barry Cook still has potential to have impact, so we'll send him a scholarship. Chester as well. James Garcia. Marquise, I'm going to end up just kicking off the board for now. Handy, I'm just going to kick off the board. Garcia, kick off the board. Dwyer, we're going to leave because he wouldn't be a bad kicker if we absolutely just have to send points after somebody, like I said. Moses will send the scholarship after. Cushenberry, we can send a scholarship. Potentially we get back in the running on him, but nothing too crazy. Matt Ezek, not too worried about. I do want to go after the 6'3" Jake Gee here. We send scholarship to him, and we'll do 2 of the offensive linemen. We'll do Coates and Dan. That's fine. And then we are out of points for the week. Yeah, it's going to be tough if we lose out on both of the tackles. If we can at least get Timmy, it'll be worth it. Just having to think of it like, oh, we had to spend double the points to really get him. Simon, I think we're kind of out on. I'm going to be real here. I feel like I should almost just take the points off of Simon at this point. Just because Tennessee was able to pass us up on a visit week. We're full sending, right? We're sending the 65. We offered scholarship. We brought him on a visit. It's just not enough, I think. I think we're going to lose him to Tennessee. We should be able to lock up Kyle this week as well, which is the good news. Brennan Averill, hopefully be able to lock up within a week or two. Timmy Sharping should lock up this week if Florida doesn't pass us enough. If he does, we got some guys in the waiting, of course. We do have a couple of gems down here that we're definitely going to go hard after, but it will definitely suck if we end up losing all of those guys. It really will. Next video, we will be taking on Troy, though. And we'll hopefully figure out the recruiting situation for those tackles and that running back. If we can get all three of them, that'd be great. I think the best we can really hope for right now is landing at least 2 of them. But if you guys did enjoy this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this. But for now, I'm out. Peace.